Welcome to the Career Coach channel, where we discuss how men can become the best version of themselves in their professional and personal lives. Today, I'm going to be performing a reaction video on a woman who claims that no one should date a man who makes under $50,000 a year. I don't know who this woman is, but apparently she is a dating coach out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. And I can safely tell you this is some of the worst advice I have heard from anybody with that kind of a title. But before we dive into this video, I'd like for you to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's dive into this.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you.
You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs.
Okay.
And I do agree with her premise here where everything does cost. Your time costs, your resources cost. So do not waste your time with women who do not appreciate what you bring to the table. Don't be simping for them. Don't be wasting your time with them. If you are near or around a woman who looks down on you based on your career, based on where you currently are in your life, do not waste your time. As we go further into this video, you're going to see how she acts toward those who she sees beneath them, and it is a key red flag for me of a low-value woman.
You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is going to need a sip of something. She's going to be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make $50,000, but you live in a shoe. And now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch.
One of the key qualities that I use to measure a high-value woman in both my personal and professional life is how she treats people who mean little to her. Waiters, waitresses, garbage men. So she sees women who would date a man who makes less than $50,000 a year as the B word. That is totally unacceptable. And it just shows how entitled you are, considering I'd much rather take a beautiful Becky at PetSmart than take you, because you're average at best. Let's be real. You have no room to be making high demands when you're average and you have an attitude and you're condescending to those around you and those that you think are below you.
That's going to date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have the expectation, and I'm going to tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts, because eventually you're going to want to run, because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become.
Now, isn't she precious? She's going to stretch her man. Not that she would ever date a paramedic or a firefighter, police officer, entry-level teacher, and most entry-level position people, because we're just simply below her. We're not good enough. But let's dive into this a little bit more. How are you going to stretch me? Let's look at my old career. When I was a paramedic firefighter, you're going to help me study for my advanced cardiac life support classes or my advanced trauma classes? Bet you can't. On the firefighting side, you're going to help me with my hydraulics classes so I become a lieutenant and then eventually a captain and a district chief? You don't guarantee you couldn't compute how to do that. But by my current career, you're going to help me set up a cloud resource that spans the globe, that has fault tolerance down to the millisecond, so we can keep an organization running across the globe with zero downtime. You can't even understand the title of what I do, and you're going to stretch me? Give me a break. And to give such bad advice to women is just reprehensible. My wife and I, when we met, I did not have shit. We laugh now today. We drove the pieces of shit cars, living in poor neighborhoods, and we grew together. We build a life together. I would never give my wife up for anything. For 10 of you, I would not give her up for anything. Why? Because she stood with me throughout the entire journey. We collaborated and built a life together. You want to stand on the finish line and just be like, give it all to me, baby. I'm here for you. No, if you ain't there for me when times get tough, I don't want to hear shit from you when times are good. Again, I would rather take a Becky from PetSmart that's willing to build a life with me than some entitled brat that thinks that she's entitled to anything and everything she wants, how she wants it. Because the minute something goes sideways, because layoffs happen, diseases happen, illness happens, the minute things don't go right, she will hit the door. That's why you need men. That's why you need to avoid women like this.
She allows you to be the stagnant dude in the same jeans for days.
Now, the fact that this woman thinks that just because you make less than $50,000, you don't have good hygiene says more about her than anything I can say. Decent pair of jeans will cost you $40 on Amazon. So, guys, what I would tell you is I know it's challenging out there today to find a woman who wants to build a life. You know, there's too many of this nonsense on social media that's being said with no accountability, where women are beginning to believe that there's no work to be done. They want their 6 foot tall guy with a six pack making six figures and put no effort into it. And because they put no effort into it, they get bored quickly because people don't appreciate what's free or that's easy to obtain. They just don't. The things that this woman doesn't even mention, which is awful for advice for women. As men, we know our paths. And if you don't, get a career coach, get a mentor. But at the end of the day, what you want to be able to say is, yes, today I make $48,000 a year. But my career, my goal, my plans, I am working, which takes time. I can demonstrate the path that I'm on will lead to over $200,000 a year, but it takes time. Some of these jobs take decades to get the years of experience to command those types of salary. So, ladies, if you look at a guy and say, well, you're making $50,000 today, I'm not bothering with you, just beware. 5 years from now, when he's over $150,000 a year, and the Becky from the PetSmart picked his ass up 3 years ago, it's your loss. You need to be able to understand men's careers, not just where they're at right now. And if you get a good man with character that's willing to love you, that's willing to commit to you, then commit to him and help him be his best version of himself. I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thank you for taking the time for visiting. Please like and subscribe and share this video.